Yeah, now there have been a couple of competitive digs taken around the battle log, feature.
Yeah,
compared to a competitor's game and some of their features that are going to be charged. So, what is some information's been released? So maybe you can kind of clear up for everyone what battle log is to the best, to whatever extent you can, and what sort of features we can expect out of that, and what we're going to get out of it.
Yeah, well, Battlelog is going to be a new, let's call it a new hub for Battlefield players, pretty much. You're going to be able to socialize with everyone on Battlelog. There will be more information coming out on Battlelog, so you see I'm struggling to actually say something. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a new social platform. It's going to be amazing. Pretty much.
Well, I mean, it's something we saw something similar at E3 that EA was doing around the FIFA franchise with their football club, where they're going to have a social network basically built around the game. Is that kind of the same intent, the same feel that you're going for with Battlelog? Without getting too specific, of course. All right.
Yes. You should work as a reporter, Colin.
Thinking about it. Everyone on here is going to disagree. No, you got to be harder on him. No.
Tell him to call me, and I'll set you up. You'll be vice president in no time.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's something people. Again, I'm trying to get this through to people when they ask me. They want us to grill you, Daniel, and get all the information like you're going to crack under pressure or something.
Oh yeah.
It's the Battlefield community is a great community. We're trying to keep it like that. That's why we have you on, just to talk and.
Yeah, and one of the big things I have to say, I'm making it a bit more personal now, in regards to news and that kind of stuff. I mean, what kind of a coworker would I be if I told people about the stuff we're working on, and then a developer, like a gameplay designer like Demise, comes back to me and says, "Hey man, why did you say that? It's not even true. Why did you confirm stuff that isn't true? Why are you revealing my secrets to the public?" I mean, I'm not a good coworker if I do that. I need to respect his integrity. I need to respect his work. And I need to appreciate the work he does for the game as well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, on a personal level, it's very important for pretty much everyone in the studio to actually keep the secrets for themselves. I mean, I'm not a gameplay designer. The gameplay designer is for the gameplay team and the multiplayer team and that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't feel as a good coworker if I went back to work and have revealed all their secrets.
Yeah, and your employer probably wouldn't appreciate that either.
That too. And then there's a part with the employer, the minor part.
Minor part. Speaking of employer, did that new community manager start yet?
No. We're still looking. So
okay.
If you're interested in working with me, which you will be you'll probably be crazy if you want to work with me.
Not too
clearly.
You'd probably be insane. But no, we're still looking, and if you're interested, then please apply. Be my friend.
Where's the location of the position?
The location is in Stockholm.
Oh man,
maybe a deal breaker, Colin.
Well, I was going to say, I've said to friends and family that the only country I would move to other than Canada permanently would be Sweden. And
it's an amazing country.
It is. I love it. I love Stockholm. But if it was 10 years ago, absolutely. But I think that uprooting a wife and 2 kids, it wouldn't go over well. I might wind up with a nasty divorce. I hope the pay is really good because I'm going to wind up paying alimony.
Yeah, you don't want to have a nasty divorce in some country you don't know,
exactly.
Sleeping under a bridge with shit in your hair. That's just not good.
You can just move in with you, Daniel.
Exactly.
Right on. So as we're winding down, I guess.
Yeah, I've actually met Tabe, by the way. A question from the chat.
There you go. He's met Tabe.
Yes. Should we take some more questions?
Sure. Let's see. Will Battlefield 3 have a leaner peak? Well, I guarantee you won't get any information about that.
A what?
A lean or peak, like peeking around corners.
Oh, no comment. And the commander role, I can finally comment on that. I'm trying to stay away from it because whatever I apparently say about commander role brings up huge discussions that are so detached and divorced from the topic I actually started that I don't even recognize the threads anymore. So let's just confirm this once and for all that commander function has been moved down so that everyone can take part in the battlefield. The problem with the commander was that 2 players, 1 player on each side out of 64, could choose it. And it didn't really give any bang for the buck. I mean, these 2 people were coordinating stuff, and if these 2 commanders were bad, the team would usually suffer. So we moved them down, so every class can now take part of this huge battle with commander experiences, right? And many of these commander experiences from BF2 are still in the game. So that's what I can say about commander mode, what people have been asking so far.
Well, that's something.
Yes, and if anyone ever needs to know anything about commander mode, just please come back to don'tremindmebro.com and listen to this podcast.
That's actually what I just typed. Someone's asking about the netcode.
The netcode.
Controller settings. I know this is something you and I talked about a long time ago, and maybe this will be just to refresh.
Well, yeah, we go way back, Chris.
Way back, yeah. Since January, at least.
Oh, yeah.
The customizable button mapping. Now, I assume there's nothing you can say about that, but maybe
not right now.
you can bring that back to...
I have people that sit right behind me in the office and work on it, but I fortunately can't say anything about it.
Well, at least that's something.
Yes.
Turn off 3D spotting. Any information about hardcore mode?
Not right now.
No. Will there be decapitation? Wow, that's gruesome.
No. That is gruesome, by the way.
Yeah. Kill cam. You guys are announcing that later, correct? Something.
Tweet Demise99. Get everyone off my back.
Yeah. Let's see. Health regens when you're undercover, not under suppression.
So, Chris, let people know here. I know you've done some podcasts together with Pixel and me. I watched it and I enjoyed it very much. The whole feedback podcast you guys did, the 2 parts. I actually sent them around in the studio, and people really appreciated the feedback podcast. So it was a big thank you for that podcast. But what did you feel when you played Battlefield 3 with the health regen and that kind of stuff? I mean, what did you think?
I thought the health... it's tough because I am such a big fan of the series. It's tough to be kind of objective sometimes, but it is an already balanced game already. And the things... Like, we're not like the Call of Duty community that make a big stink about everything and they change core game mechanics. Like, we didn't have to make a big deal about Rambo revives and quick scoping or Wookiees or anything like that. You knew it was a problem, and you guys changed it. So to be able to play the game and see that, Rambo revives are gone now. You have to accept a revive. And scopes have sway. That you're listening already is a really good sign. I mean, obviously it was pre-alpha. There's a couple hitches. There's a couple graphical glitches and everything else. The game's not perfect yet.
Yes.
But it was definitely a very enjoyable experience. And for all those worrying, because I said it a little bit that not that it looked so much like Medal of Honor, but the recoil is a little bit more realistic like Medal of Honor, and the spec system is kind of similar to it. It's still a different game, and it's still very much a Battlefield game. So I hope that eases people's concerns.
Yes. So what did you feel? Did you get into the vehicle, the LEV? The LEV is the tankish vehicle on Operation Metro. I
did. Blink and I got into it once, and then Blink got into it because we wanted to see if you could take it down the subway.
Yeah.
And you could only get so far, but it was pretty interesting with the 2 different fire modes and everything else. We really didn't get a chance to play with it too much, as there's no anti-armor or anything like that other than the infantry, but it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I remember at DreamHack, before we even let people into the booth, when we play tested everything and made sure everything was awesome, one of these the person who makes the trailers, Marcus Johansson, aka Nuken, who made all these really cool videos for BF2, he drove the LAV down into the tunnel, and I was spawning there. I didn't really have any other place to spawn. He just fired at me like all the time. I was getting so furious with him.
So here's something that you can you can maybe tease us with. Is the map that you're playtesting today, is it the same map as before, Operation Metro, or a different one?
Oh, I can't tell you that.
You can't even tell us that.
I can tell you, I have playtested Operation Metro. That I can say that.
So you're saying you've playtested other maps as well?
Yes, of course.
There you go.
So I'm not going to say whether it was Operation Metro or if it was a new map. It was a map that I playtested, which was amazing. It was awesome.
It's a safe assumption there will be more than one map in the game when it ships. So
There are going to be between 1 and 1,000 maps in the game, or 1 in 1,000,000 maps.
perfect.
So pick a number.
I quoted Lars saying it's infinitely customizable spec system. I assume he misspoke a little bit, but
Hey, you spoke to Lars.
Infinite. Or Lars, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see. You guys don't have a firm date for the beta?
Not right now, but we will roll out beta news in, in a few weeks. We will let people know. People really want to know when the beta is coming. People really want to know system specs. So, of course, we know about all these things. We know that people want to know about this kind of stuff. So we're not ignoring it. We're just getting our stuff together and making sure that when we finally actually say something, we're not going to take it back.
Right. Let's see here. That was a good question I just missed. Spawn system. Can you talk a little bit about how that's working?
Yes, you click deploy and you spawn. Now, as you saw in the E3 build, you can squad spawn, and you can spawn on set places. Set places being traditionally battlefield stuff, like the maps and bases and that kind of stuff. And in the squad, as you saw in the E3 build from the DreamHack build and that kind of stuff, is that you actually have a person in the squad who has a star next to him. And that star means that this person is a squad leader. So you can actually only spawn in the squad if he's there. So one of the team play objectives, not an objective, but what a team play incentive in the game is to actually keep him alive, revive him. And revive has now been moved to assault, for those people who don't know. So you're a combat medic, pretty much. So the squad leader is a point of spawn, pretty much. And when he dies, you can't squad spawn.
Right, and that changes, correct? Squad leader will change? Or?
Changes how?
Like, it's not one fixed person for the whole game?
Yes, it changes.
Right. That would be good. What else? Dynamic weather? Anything you can talk about there?
Dynamic weather? Not right now.
Console server browser? That's probably not a question that you'd be able to answer.
That is I can't really comment on that right now, but I will be able to comment on it later.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. And regarding LAN mode, a lot of people are asking about, mod tools. A lot of people are asking about mod tools, and this whole thing blew up yesterday and today about mod tools. Is there going to be mod tools or not? At this moment, as we said before, at the E3 interview, is that we're not considering mod tools right now at this very moment, because it's just way too complex.
Right.
And it is way too complex.
Especially with the new engine, I would imagine.
Yes. And what about LAN mode comes here? It is a new question. I can't really comment on LAN mode, so.
Is there plans to circle strafe nerfing, or nerfing circle strafe choppers?
Oh, these questions.
My sake, yes.
Yeah, so a lot of community feedback has also been about the circus strafing, helicopters, and that kind of stuff. And we're working on the vehicle side just as hard as we're working on the multiplayer side.
Right.
That's all I can say. Who's playing in the background, by the way?
This is Ty Webb.
Ty Webb.
Check him out, Ty Webb on YouTube. So that's, maybe you should talk about a little bit more. We discussed this on the last podcast about a little bit more what your job entails in regards to looking for community feedback.
I go on podcasts and don't tell people anything.
That's what you're going to be known for.
That's pretty much my job.
Masterfully, I might add.
Oh, thank you very much. I could be a politician, couldn't I?
Yeah.
No, the job is pretty much about representing DICE and representing Battlefield 3. That's what it's all about.
Can answer. Any more information on co-op mode?
Oh yeah, I can hear you now. I accidentally pressed the turn sound off button. Sorry.
That wouldn't do it.
No, but it's to represent DICE and Battlefield 3 at events, trade shows, represent the fan base, trying to build the fan base, set up events like DreamHack, go out and meet people, show them why Battlefield 3 is so awesome, spread our ideas and core mechanics of the game, and that kind of stuff, which is very important, because if you want to understand what Battlefield 3 is, you can jump in and play the game, but if you want to understand it more, there's a rich history behind it that you need to understand.
Mm-hmm. Chris, it's Colin. I just got to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Certainly. Yeah, I know it's been a little difficult for you having to hold your tongue, I guess. But I hope if people get at least one thing from this podcast is that it's being worked on and your concerns are being heard. And I know, I've talked about community feedback and I've shown you some and you've asked for more. So that's something a lot of game developers don't do on such a big scale as you.
Yeah, I mean, well, of course, we're making the game based on our ideas and the pure ingredients that the Battlefield game consists of. But then again, who's going to play the game? Well, it's the people who are going to play the game. Mm-hmm. The people who go out and buy the game, the people who are interested. And it's safe to say that these people actually need to see that we're listening to them by adding certain things into the game and talking about stuff. And even if we haven't spoken about some things yet, that doesn't mean that we haven't listened to you.
Right, exactly.
That kind of stuff.
Like I started a website called Don't Revive Me Bro, and then you took out Rambo revivings. Yeah, just like that.
What?
But I started a site called Don't Revive Me Bro, and then you saw that and you took out the ability to get Rambo revived. It's just that easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I broke your mojo right there.
Yeah, I gotta change the site name.
Drive, planes, and single player. I can't comment on single player, unfortunately. But the single player is going to be a compelling package of what Battlefield has to offer. It's not. You can never say that single player is going to definitely get you ready for the multiplayer mode, but it's definitely going to show you what Battlefield is all about. I can say that. Right,
and that's, if you read between the lines there, that's your answer. Will there be female characters and gear customization?
I'll answer the female characters thing first. Generally speaking, the female characters thing is it's more a choice of authenticity, pretty much. We don't want to put out a character that isn't already out in the field battling. That doesn't mean that there aren't any female characters all in the battle, but the majority of the people out battling as soldiers in wherever they are in the world are men. So we choose that because of authenticity, pretty much.
Right.
That does not mean that there aren't any female characters in the game at all. It doesn't mean anything, so you just have to wait and see.
We will wait.
Yes.
All right. So, Colin, do we have any other questions for him, or should we let Mr. Daniel...
I think we should let him get back to his evening. What's left of it?
His pizza.
And his pizza. Exactly.
Yeah, my pizza's gone cold.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on again.
Thanks,
And,
guys.
We hope to talk to you maybe after release or after the demo or something like that, and maybe you'd be able to say more yeses.
Are you guys coming to Gamescom? Any one of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that offline.
All right.
If I get a plane ticket in the mail, I'll be there.
We want people to hear. This is secret stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, and big thanks for letting me come on your podcast and not say anything.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming and not saying anything. I mean, that's what you do, right?
Exactly.
Let us know when you can say some stuff, and then we'll bring you on. We got to get at least one nugget of exclusive information out of you at some point on one of these podcasts.
Sounds good. Oh, and congrats on the new site, by the way. It looks awesome.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, for anyone who hasn't checked it out, you can go to don'trevivemebro.com and check out all the stuff we're doing there. We've got 3 Bad Company 2 servers. We have a Minecraft server. We're going to have a TF2 server over the summer, and we'll be switching the Bad Company 2 servers to Battlefield 3 come October. So that will be exciting. If you're looking for a lot of people to play with, that's a good site to find them.
And I will be on your server playing.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, thanks again, Daniel.
Good stuff. Thanks, Chris.
Really appreciate you having me on.
Colin.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, that is it. That has been episode 22 of Don't Revive Me, Bro, the Battlefield Community Podcast. A special thanks to zh1nt0, Mr. Matros, for coming out and not saying anything. You want to wrap it up, Chris?
I will continue to say nothing, by the way.
Yeah.
That's going to be my new tagline. I ain't saying shit.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. I say nothing.
Yes.
Thanks again, guys. Check out the site, and we will talk to you later.
This has been another episode of Don't Revive Me Bros Battlefield Community Podcast. Catch you next time.